All right, I'm gonna redo that video because I rewatched the video and I was just like, hey, this is why I traded today. I was not, I don't know, tired or something in that video. So 2 trades today. I only took 1 contract. I was really not sure what was gonna happen today. Like everyone knows the market shit the bed entirely yesterday. A lot of stocks were down like 5-10%. Like it was crazy. The overall market just tanked. We can see the SPY here. Like look at the SPY. It just died. Like that's it. We haven't seen that big of a drop since the volatile days of that flash crash back in at the start of the year, which you can very lovely see on this great chart in front of me. So there it is. So yeah, we haven't seen a drop that big since, yeah, closer to, what is this, March or April, I think? Yeah, so a nasty drop. We were off all-time highs by about 5 or 6%. So I don't know. I'm still not really sure what's going to happen today. Now we can see that the SPY is starting to make new lows again, which could or could not be bad or bearish. I'm not really sure yet because we're holding pre-market levels. So this could act as support. Like the 200 moving average on the daily is massive support. Like it's always been known as a massive support level. So I think that will hold if I had to make a guess, but I have no idea. And just the fact that I have no idea means that I can't risk a lot of money today. So anyways, I took 1 contract. When I started to record here, I recorded just after I made the trade. I wish I could have shown you guys. I'm sorry about that. But I was looking to go long on Netflix for the bounce here off of the 200 moving average on the daily. So I was buying calls. I was using a far out call, the 340s, simply because the mass volatility, like look at this. There's like a 10-point range in 3 minutes. So you can afford to use a further out contract on a more volatile day to take advantage of the gains that are there. So again, yesterday we had this giant sell-off. So I didn't know if that was over. I didn't know if this was going to be a bear flag into a bigger move downwards. And I'm looking up at the chart now, and it looks like it's, I'll show you in a second, it's range bound right now. Like after that move, it broke over momentarily, and now we're back down to the open. Like it's a very scary, unpredictable kind of day. And just like I said, just because it's unpredictable, I'm not gonna go balls to the wall in a position. So I used yesterday's low as support. So there was an intraday low yesterday right here on 330. I think it was 331. We can check it here on Netflix. 330 and a half, or 330.43. Yeah, so right here. So what I was doing is I was waiting for it to hit that target, and I sold it right at the open. I bought on that dip, as you saw on the 1 minute. I bought on that dip, and I sold right when we got there. So I sold, like this was right after, again, like I said, when I took the trade. So I sold it there, and on only $240, which is 1 contract, I made $72, which the number is small, but the percentage is high. So that's like 30% or so on a that's like right over 30%. Sorry, on a $240 position, and that's amazing. So I wouldn't have 30% days in penny stocks pretty much ever. I think I had, my biggest day was somewhere around there, or my average day was maybe 5%, like sometimes 10%. Those days where I made like $1,000, for example, I had to utilize like around $10,000 in buying power, so, or of cash. I didn't even have margin, so that was 10% on those amazing days, whereas my amazing days on options are around 100%. So anyways, that just shows the scalability and the potential of this strategy. I took 1 contract, and you can see here the contracts on just one strike are in the thousands already, and it's, what time is it, 10:53? So the liquidity is there for much more. You could scale this up into like hundreds of thousands. Anyways, so that was my win on Netflix. I was looking for a bounce off the 200, came right down. So I bought somewhere in here, I can't remember. It says here I bought halfway through the minute, so at 30 seconds. So just somewhere in here. I saw a lot of buying stepping up, a lot of buyers coming in, 300,000 shares, which is a lot because the average share count or whatever, the average volume per candle, even yesterday on that drop, was less than 100,000 shares. So massive buying stepping up, reaffirmed my plan, and then the first target, because again, I'm not going crazy today. I'm not risking anything nuts. My target was here, this level here. So it consolidated just around here yesterday, came back up, came back down, consolidated, and then finally broke through. So we know that that level is respected. So once it got there, boom, sold my contracts. 2.5 minutes later, just one contract, or not contracts, contract at 314 from an entry of 240. You can see what the chart looks like here. Can I blow this up? No. Okay, so yeah, you can see right here, it's almost like, it's kind of like a penny stock, to be honest. It goes from $1.50 to $3.50, and I captured it from 240 because the spreads were screwed up. So I couldn't get an entry anywhere lower. I tried, but I couldn't. All the way up, and then I sold at 314. So that was really good. And what's even better, and why I'm happy about today, is I kept my loser small. So this started to look to me like maybe we were going to have a continued sell-off, or at least a retest of the lows. So I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. So I tried to take a little stab here at Apple. And I do have this trade actually recorded because this was after the first one. Where is it here? So I see on Apple, we're coming down to this trend line that I drew from yesterday. And from yesterday, we saw, again, this kind of slanted line being respected all day. Boom, it hits it here. Boom, it hits it here and rejected. So boom, again, hits it here. So I thought that we would hit it again and potentially hit it again and get rejected again. I think that's a pretty reasonable plan. So I had another level here marked on the daily, and it was the low of this candle on 9/19, and it was the low of that candle, and that candle all the way over to today gave me this level, and you can see after hours really respected that level too. And as we came into pre-market today, we got over it, and then we got under it, and then as we came back up to it, it matched with this slanted line, the trend line that I drew the day before. Now, I didn't actually draw it. I was just using the level here, but I drew it there so you could see it. So I took my two contracts right here. I said, this is my entry. I have to take this trade. This is my setup. We're retesting the open, so if this holds, and I was hoping it would kind of roll over and go back down towards the low of the day, then that would be my first target. And if not, if it breaks above this and we break above the open, which is right here, then I have to get out instantly. So that's why I waited so long for my entry, because if I had waited, or if I didn't wait even, let's go back to right when I bought the contracts. So if I didn't wait even a couple more seconds, I would have had an entry in the 30s, which wouldn't have been good, because if you have a 130 entry, it's a much different entry than 140, and you can see here that the entry is already up at 140. So I took it right when I had to, and I'm in the money for a little bit, and then as it comes back up, I tell myself, if this goes under 120 or touches 120, I'll get out, because that's clear that my plan isn't working. It's holding over the open right now, and we're about to break out over this wedge or this pattern. So I said, okay, 124, 122, 121. I got out. And actually I got filled at 124, which worked in my favor. And then it just, it kept going up and up. And see, if I had held on and been like, oh, I'll just wait until this level here holds. Well, you're already down at 90 cents from an entry of 130. So I would have been down way more than I made on the Netflix call. And even if you're using one contract, I think I used two here, you have to reinforce that discipline, because if you don't have the discipline now, what's it going to be like when you have, instead of 2 contracts, 20 contracts, and you lose half of your money on that? So if you had half of a $2,000 or $2,500 position just be wiped out, if you lose half and you're down $1,000, you're down over $1,000. You can't do that. So the point is to reinforce discipline every step of the way, and then you'll have the confidence to move up slowly. So the reason I did it today was because of the volatility. Now, we just went from $1.30, $1.40 to 90 cents. So I'm not going to take 5 contracts today like I usually do, or 10 contracts, because again, if I lost 50% on a fluke, or if I was stubborn and just held on to a loser, then I would have been down $500, and I don't want to do that. That is way more painful. So I didn't do that today. And you can see here, Apple went all the way up to almost 220. So those contracts, what did I trade? The 210 puts. The 210 puts, they went as low as, let me drag this over so you can see it. You can see how dramatic this is. They went, so I bought and sold here at in the 120s, right? So they went as low as 60 cents. They cut in half. So literally you would have lost half of your money just for being stubborn. So I can't do that. No one wants to do that. Hopefully you learned something today. If you have any questions, please leave them down there, whether it's my strategy, whether it's anything else. If you want to join my Discord, all that crap, it's going to be in the description. So with that, we will see you guys later. Have a good one.